A philanthropist, fundraiser extraordinaire, and visionary barely describes our next Scottsdale history maker. The name Leroy Lee Cohen became synonymous with Scottsdale's art world and helping to define Scottsdale as Arizona's premier art community. The honoree, who lost a battle with cancer in 1995, is the visionary responsible for bringing about Frank Lloyd Wright in the Realm of Ideas, an exhibition which toured 7 major U.S. cities between 1988 and 1991. This exhibition, acclaimed both nationally and internationally, was viewed by over 1 million people, from the National Museum of American History at the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C., to the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago, and in the cities of Tokyo and Osaka, Japan. The Realm is credited with bringing about a renaissance of Mr. Wright's ideas throughout the world. It was Lee's passion and energy that drove the Frank Lloyd Wright Usonian home tour around the country, said Mayor Sam Campana. He was an extraordinary man. I was at the opening in Washington and in Chicago. Moments before the opening for the international press and elected officials in Chicago, there was Lee vacuuming the floor. He was just that way. There was nothing he wouldn't do. In honor of his dedication, vision, passion, and tenacity in chairing the project on behalf of the Scottsdale Cultural Council and the Frank Lloyd Wright Foundation, the late Mayor Herb Drinkwater proclaimed December 2nd, 1990, the opening day of the 4-month-long exhibit in Scottsdale, as Lee Cohen Day. His dedication to Scottsdale began in 1978, after moving here from his native Chicago, where he had received a Bachelor of Arts degree in architecture and a master's degree in architectural engineering from the University of Illinois. He served as CEO of Allied Structural Steel Fabricating and Southwest Steel of Tulsa. The firms manufactured and erected steel frames for bridges and other structures throughout the nation, including the space frame at the National Gallery of Art. The visionary served on the boards of the Scottsdale Cultural Council, the Men's Council of the Heard Museum, and the Paradise Valley Fine Arts Commission. As the owner of Gallery 10 in Scottsdale and Santa Fe, he was featured on NBC's Nightly News for his personal commitment to help Native American artists achieve recognition for their talent. He was named Philanthropist of the Year by the Chairman's Circle Artist Awards for 15 years of continuous association with the Scottsdale Center for the Arts. He not only gave generously of his time in leading the Scottsdale Cultural Council, but also through he and his wife Adele's personal contributions. In 1996, he was nominated posthumously for the Arizona Governor's Arts Award. It was Lee's love affair with architecture that prompted him to pursue the development of the Frank Lloyd Wright National Traveling Exhibition. The late Dick Carney, chairman of the Frank Lloyd Wright Foundation Board, recalled the day in 1984 that Lee walked into his office to talk about creating the exhibition. At that time, the two talked about recreating the full-scale model Usonian house, which became the focal point of the show. Lee worked extremely hard with others from the Scottsdale Center for the Arts and Taliesin to find funds to make the exhibition happen. The exhibition was the beginning of a new age of outreach for the foundation, and it changed the foundation's image in the eyes of the world. Mr. Carney said, "It also brought attention to Scottsdale as a city of culture, a city that counted and made a difference in the United States." Lee served on the Frank Lloyd Wright Foundation Board of Trustees, and as chairman of the board, was instrumental in setting new goals for the foundation. He became involved in the Taliesin Preservation Commission, a Wisconsin corporation formed to work in partnership with the foundation to preserve Taliesin buildings in Wisconsin. The Wisconsin buildings, as well as Taliesin West, are being considered for inclusion in the World Heritage List of Buildings, which include the Taj Mahal, the Parthenon, Notre Dame Cathedral, and the Great Pyramids of Egypt. As a board member, he was tireless in helping Taliesin associates accomplish the mission and vision they have for the future. He was in the middle of a major project to build a visitor center and archives building, which would be a major tourist destination in Scottsdale and the state of Arizona. Now, please welcome Adele, wife of visionary, leader, philanthropist, fundraiser, scholar, and businessman Lee Cohen, who will accept this 1998 Scottsdale History Hall of Fame award on his behalf.